Hi guys, and welcome to my review of Mission Impossible Season 1, Episode 15, entitled The Legacy. In this episode, the IMF get entrusted with stopping 4 young Nazis from finding Hitler's secret treasure in an effort to start up the Fourth Reich. A huge selling point for me as far as this episode is concerned is the IMF member that goes in to impersonate one of the young Nazi loyalists, and that IMF member is none other than Rollin. And I just love the way that he played a Nazi bigot, as so to speak. I mean, in one particular scene, when these 4 gentlemen are meeting up, they meet up in this big Victorian castle out in the open, and as each one of them show up, they actually draw out the Nazi symbol on a nearby fountain, as it were. And when they're all done, they walk down this giant dark tunnel where the 4 of their silhouettes can be seen walking away from camera. And I thought that was a really, really badass shot. I really like the tension between Rollin and sort of the lead Nazi in this group, who goes by a last name of Graf. From the second that they get together, it's apparent that this jackass of a Nazi wants to control the rest. And I like the fact that Rollin is playing the role of a Nazi that is not too easily controlled. I mean, in one part, when he asks the other Nazi gentleman for the numbers to an account number where supposedly the Hitler fortune is stashed, Rollin refuses to give him the account number, and as a result, this Nazi jackass attempts to shoot him. That's the only part of the episode where I said, wait a minute, if you shoot him, then you guys are up shit's creek and you guys aren't going to get your hands on the treasure. So that's the only part where I thought to myself, the writers kind of wrote themselves into a hole. I really liked the tension that was displayed in this particular scene. One thing that kept running through my head throughout the course of this episode is that I thought that this particular story really could translate to today with a few tweaks here and there. Because believe it or not, I feel that this particular story could happen in the world that we live in today. Given our political climate, I really thought that this particular story really translated well to an audience of today. And I think that that's a huge credit to the people that crafted it and to the person that directed it. One of my favorite sequences in this episode is where the rest of the IMF team attempt to get the actual Ava Braun full account number from the bank manager. Now, in order to do that, Sidman plays an heiress who throws a party, and during this party, they actually drug the bank manager and they lure him to a room where they convince him that he's having a heart attack. Now, the thing that I liked about the sequence is that the director chose to show us several shots from the point of view of the bank manager. And when we see shots from his point of view, they're all blurry and they're all distorted. And I thought that really added to the effect of this guy possibly dying. And I thought that was a smart choice by the director to play this sequence in this particular manner. Wrapping things up now, I really did like the final sequence where the IMF team and the Nazis actually find out where the Ava Braun treasure is and basically have a shootout in a graveyard. And the thing that I like most about this particular sequence is that we get one more shocking moment. A member of the IMF team actually gets shot, and for a second there, you actually feel a bit more peril for your favorite IMF team. The only gripe that I have about this final sequence in the graveyard is that once it's all concluded and the IMF wins the day, they don't actually take the surviving Nazi member of the group, which happens to be Graf, into custody. They actually let him go. So I would have preferred it if they would have took him into custody along with the gold that they found. So my grade for this episode would be a B-. Alright guys, so there you have it. There's my review of Mission Impossible Season 1, Episode 15, entitled The Legacy. In the comments below, if you've seen this episode, tell me what you liked about it. Tell me what you didn't like about it. But until next time, as always, I'll see you when I see you.
So much happened here, and so much is about to.